Long night. So we got Crazy Butt, not Crazy the goat, Sunny the goat. It's not really even Sunny's name. We got Sunny the goat set up last night. Got back in sometime a little before 5. So I got a couple hours of sleep. I want to say it's probably like 8:30. So I'm well behind for the day. But if I stayed up really late working on my job to alleviate workload today, should buy me a little bit of time. I've checked my emails. Nobody's called me. Yeah. I'm that like kind of tired where you feel sick. Like you should probably go to bed for most of the day now. So Shane and I went out and checked on baby boys, made sure they were doing okay. But it's a -1. It's 18 below zero wind chill. I wish there was a censored version of YouTube because I'd use some expletive words right now for life in the cold. So, I've got my other bucket of grain. So I'm going to go do the north side. Man, everybody could use some extra bedding or rebed it outside, but the problem is the wind's blowing like crazy, and so I can't. I don't have small squares of straw this year. I have all this extra straw over here, but it's loose, and can't move it in this wind. So I'd love to give them some more for the day, but I can't. And shavings aren't going to be that great, so I guess they'll deal with what bedding they got. Anyway, get to it. About 7:30 on January 8th. It's not horrible cold out, but it is in the 20s. So compared to some places, this feels warm compared to lately. I'm in the old weaning shed, number 1. We've got, some dirty shavings after. This one's actually probably closer to 2 weeks because we had the cold snap over the weekend and stuff. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I just went down. We had supper down at Sherry and Tracy's, and so I'm going to try to at least get one of these cleaned tonight. So what we're having is these are our older born babies, and what's happening is their little teeth are starting to cut on mom's teats, and so they're getting sore. They're not letting them nurse as well as you would like them to, some stuff like that. And honestly, I don't know if some like bag balm or some kind of a product, I don't know if that's going to help it, because once those little teeth get going, you get a cut, and we don't want to compromise the udders. So unfortunately, we're like 6 weeks out. It's too early to wean, but I think I need to get the creep set up anyway, because these babies are definitely eating like all these little spots here. Babies are jumping up there, and then those feeders with mom, and actually pushing a couple of the does out of the way to eat, because some of these guys are getting pretty big. So I'm going to get this cleaned out tonight, get it bedded, and then probably tomorrow I'm going to come in here. You can see this is all wet because mama's standing here in P2. I'll get our creep gate brought over in this one. I'll get it set up, and then I'm going to take one of these type of feeders and a couple boards, and I'm going to sandwich it across here. I'll just screw them together with that feeder in it. That way I can get them some creep feed, so that way maybe we can slowly start to get the babies slowed down on mom, because we don't want to compromise those udders. And then, of course, they've got a super full feeder of hay, of alfalfa. I want them to get this eaten down. I may end up pulling it, honestly. Like I said, this is about 2 weeks ahead of where we would normally do it. Normally we'd do this about 8 weeks. But I want them to get this eaten down, and we'll probably start backing mom's grain down a little bit, and start giving them some prairie hay. Start that ease down, so we can slow some milk production, kind of begin to start the weaning process. Like I said, normally we would ban anybody that would be banded. We've got full bloods in here, but we'd ban any potential banded goats at 8 weeks, wean at 10. We need to speed that process up right now as far as the weaning. So if we know these guys will hit grain good and they're developed enough to take it well, maybe we can start to wean a little sooner, but we don't want to compromise these udders. So anyway, I'm going to go jabbering. Phone's going to die. I got to get to scooping so we can get this shed closed up, keep some heat in here. We'll check in with you later. Well, an hour later, and we've got fresh shavings. We use about 6 bags of shavings per weaning shed. We'll use a little bit of empty under there. It's not very thick along the wall. Mainly, we want to have it in this loop where they're standing up, eating hay and peeing, because it helps get that hay up. I can do this with like an aluminum grain scoop. Gets a little heavy when it's wet, but like I said, we do 6 bags of shavings. If you wanted to do a real good bedding, you'd probably use 7, maybe 8 across the whole thing. But honestly, we change it once a week. We just need to give them enough spots to lay and go from there. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. Mom may be able to get in there. I've debated welding something across this and then makeshifting something for here. That would be a creep gate, an adjustable creep gate in that panel, so that way we can still get in and out. We'll have to see, but I'll probably put our big panel across this door. I'll swing this in, put it across this door in the morning, and see about getting an extra feeder like that at some point over here. Well, maybe not in the morning, sometime tomorrow. So check in with you then.
How big these boys are. They're also cuddly. Hello. Put some babies here. Should I grab the sacrificial goat?
Yeah, I thought you would have had more grain left.
Well, I ran out over there. Oh, he's probably not the best.
You should probably use Shadow.
Oh, there's a goat. Okay.
Yeah, see, that bar is just too short.
Oh, come on. Oh, darn it.
Is it too tight?
Oh, there we go. There's some num-nums. Holy, look, you can get in there.
Problem is, that bar is about right. The way it's cut in the door is a little too big. Hey, buddy.
Just like one shoulder at a time. Really?
And the thing is, it's not quick change. Like, I gotta go grab like a 9/16 and take the angle iron off the top to be able to move them.
I'm trying to get you in there.
Okay, guys, well, it's Sunday the 9th. And as you just saw, we worked on setting up our creep panel, which, as you know, I'm not a big fan of that North Star Boer Goats panel. I think it needs to have a taller adjustment by about 6 inches. But anyway, maybe one day I'll modify it. So I cleaned the east shed yesterday, later in the evening, as you saw. And I'm going to quick clean this one. But as you can see, if it's a little wet from them being in here, it actually makes it easier to scoop with just the aluminum grain scoop. But what I've run into is this shed does not have, due to the slope of the ground here, some of the extra 6x6, like here in the middle of the shed on both sides and on the ends, I've used blocks of 6x6 to kind of like level the shed, the bottom beams out when I built this. And so on the west side and a little bit on the north here, there's some air that can get under. Well, it's actually crystallized and it's freezing from the bottom. So I thought this would be a quick, have it done in less than an hour thing. But I think I'm going to have to do some scraping. There's some crystallized frozen urine there too. So I'm going to get to scraping, try to get this knocked out and have a quicker evening.
I found a real snowman.
You found a snowman?
No, a sun goat.
Oh, a show goat? That one?
Yeah, he was a kid and he looked just like it.
He looked just like a show goat?
Yeah, how he was standing looked just like it.
Yeah, when they pee,
Yeah.
they look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, who do we got in here? So, we have a name for one of these goats. Mr. Man here. We have a name for him already. But until we get the paperwork, get his name on some paperwork and get him registered, I don't necessarily want to, I don't want to give it away. Not all of you will know the story, but it is a name that most of you should chuckle about. So, anyway, okay, I'm going to do some scraping. Are you going to stay out and watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell him we'll see you in a little bit.